All right, you moth pheromones, you. It is June 7th, 2026. We are still 4.17% of the way along the Farlands here. 91,481.81 megabytes on the world size save. I believe we are in our hidey hole at the end of the excursion into the Farlands for the spawn chunk, and we are going to continue north, but only when you have your woofs ready. Woof! Woof! Multiple woofs. We didn't need that one. We got the real deal here. We got the true article of Wolfie McWolfington hanging out right here. The Spawn Chunk Expedition 2. We seent. We bent. We grabbed that dog. And we organize our inventory slightly. And we continue north along the Farlands here. Minecraft Beta 173. What was the deal with the double doors? Honestly, that didn't make a lick of sense. That didn't make a dang lick of sense. I don't feel like I've ever had that happen. I've made plenty of houses with double doors, but I guess just the close confines of our standard 3x3x3 hidey hole simply cannot endure a double door situation. The double door thing was more of an issue in the beta version. But the cabin, the Great Western Lodge cabin, had double doors. Granted, I slept in the basement. Whoa! Alright, let's not go down there. One was rotated, and the game considers that open, even though it looks closed. But I thought that didn't even matter. Like, we could sleep out in the open, as long as it's lit up enough, and there's no space within, whatever, 4 blocks or whatever it is, where a mob could spawn. They just let you sleep the night. Right? I feel like you can just sleep anywhere right as night falls. I don't know. I've only been playing this game for 15 going on 16 years. I think I know a tour thing about it. Well, yeah, I guess we're in the a bigger jitter zone for the floating point on this way north. Slightly more perceptible. Perceptible! Is it being perceived? Have you perceived it, Percival? Indeed. I was just talking and showing chat that this past Friday, I know you all expected me to jump on and start streaming on my first day off, since I work Monday through Thursday. But Friday, the girlfriend abducted me for a week early birthday secret surprise date. We went up north to Port Angeles, famously known from Eidolon as the place where you can cross the bridge over to Canada. There is no bridge there in real life, but there is whale watching tours, and that's what we did. We saw humpback whales on the high seas of the Strait of Juan de Fuca. So that was unexpected, fun, and interesting. So that was a full day out. It was kind of a rainy day, which was okay, being on a boat. It didn't matter to the girlfriend, who stayed on deck, out on the deck, and got splashed by some big waves. She wasn't the only one. There were other people out there. But I'm like, I'm going in. I don't want to get wet. I have my camera on me. And no sooner than 90 seconds later, goosh, water over the whole boat and all against the windows. And then she came in sopping wet. She had a raincoat on, but nothing else was. It's kind of a theme with us. Early on, we took a trip to the beach. This was even before we were married, I think. And like there was a little, you know, like on a beach, there's often like streams coming from inland waters that go out to the beach. And you gotta kind of like cross them. And there was some rudimentary logs across the gap. In order to get like further along the beach. And we're like, we can make it. You go first. So the girlfriend went first and immediately dunked into the water. It was like waist deep water. It wasn't like, ooh, a little bit of water on my shoe. So then after that, we started carrying spare shoes and socks and clothes in both of our cars. So that's it's a running theme now. Which is kind of funny. She does have like a full, for working in the weather, like a full rain gear from we call them grundles, but grundens, I guess. They're like kind of a fisherman brand. But like the full-on thick rubber pants and jacket and everything. She's like, I should have wore that. I would have been fine. So that was a good day. Good day. But yeah, the whole week before that, I started a job. A full-time job. A temporary full-time job. As one of many Washington State invasive species spongy moth trappers. That started Monday, and it was all orientation. So we were all in a group at a, I don't know if I want to call it a convention hall, but it's like the county fairgrounds had like a hall where it was held. A lot of it was basic work, corporate, even though it's working for the state, like safety, training, policies.
Glory to you and your house.
I too would like to squish moths.
Say, I beg your pardon. Do you have any idea what we're doing?
Now that you mention it, no.
Congratulations on your job.
Bart Guts, thank you for 16 months. Followed by Lumia with 21 months in the sub-tub. Thank you very much. So yeah. I mean, that first day was just a lot of, like, background stuff. They did spell my name wrong. I was the only one who had a misspelled last name, which, I thought maybe it was just on the papers and, like, my name tag, but it was everywhere. Which is not great for, like, the state email address that you get, where
Say, I beg your
all
pardon.
your
Do you have any
communication
idea what
goes
we're
through.
doing?
Now that you mention it, no.
Good day. I have a new nephew on 6-7 date. KurtJMac, Kurt Facepalm, Kurt Fine.
Any Anarchy, thank you for 21 months in the sub-tub. And congrats on your new nephew. Hello? Oh, that's not up my bed. That's my bed. Side sleeping.
Epic side sleep in.
It was epic? Thank you, Timo Warner. I'm glad you thought that was epic.
I also have a son named Kurt.
So yeah, that's something I might still be needing to deal with. It is fixed on, like, my time sheets and, like, payroll. So, like, that's all I tend to care about. I don't care that my name tag or anything else is spelled wrong. Ah, you're making up for lost side sleeping. Well, we haven't been side sleeping because we were in the Farlands, and we don't even face that way when we sleep. What else was I saying? Cavalry! I don't even know how you did that. Yeah, that was basically, like, the first day. Was mostly that. And then we got issued our automobiles, our state automobiles. As expected, I got a Prius. What was interesting is that we're, like, separated into, like, areas, or, like, the western part of the state, southern part of the Puget Sound is, like, one area, and we have one supervisor among us. One person, zones, regions, yes, locales. Whereas, like, Seattle is another locale. And then, like, the entire east side of the state is split among, like, 5 people. But yeah, one person in my group got an electric car. Like a Chevy Bolt. And I was like, oh, that would have been nice to have an electric car just to, like, feel it out, you know? It was just like a Chevy Bolt, the little one. Turns out, on his way home that night, it looked like it was charged. It said it had, like, 250 miles or whatever it is. And as he was driving 60 miles an hour on the freeway, it went down to 0 miles and then went into limp mode. So he had to wait by the side of the road, and one of the supervisors went to wait with him for a couple hours for a tow truck. And then he was issued a Prius the next day. But yeah, that doesn't it doesn't change my opinion, but it doesn't shine brightly on electric cars. But then again, these are state cars. Both the Prius and all the other cars have been sitting in a parking lot since last September, when they were used for last year's program. So who knows what sort of maintenance or upkeep, especially as an electric car, that they did to them while they were out there, you know? Apparently a lot of people in, like, downtown Seattle got electric cars as well. I will eat this to get my heart back. And I don't need that sand, I guess. No, I don't really need that sand, do I? I just ate that, didn't I? Or did I give that to you, Wolfie? Somebody got that. I accidentally right-clicked. I meant to make him sit. They literally ran when parked, yes. So yeah, I got a Prius. I don't think you can eat when full. I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure if I hold this pork chop and I'm facing far away from Wolfie, it does disappear. You sit corrected, my friend. I have been playing this game for 16 years. I know a thing or two. So yeah, it's not like a new Prius. I don't even know what year it is. But it's got 70,000 miles on it. So it's definitely not new. And it's one of the, like, hatchback-y ones. The, like, minivan-sized ones. Prius V. Or whatever. I think they're called. It takes some getting used to. As someone who's not driven a hybrid before. Very touchy brakes. Regenerative braking. And the very slow acceleration, unless you jam it. Which is, honestly, how all cars should probably drive, but for efficiency, did they put a governor on it? No, the governor is still in the state capital. No, they did not. I mean, that's the thing. The next day we had defensive driver training. Where they had the state safety guy come out and we did a little course in our cars, which was basically pulling into a spot and then backing out of a spot and then pulling next to a mailbox and then leaving without hitting the mailbox, because apparently they hit a lot of they have a lot of mailboxes that get hit during the program, I guess. Is it at your house, and how are you charging it? I'm not charging it. It's a hybrid. And also, like, for the electric cars, they didn't want those people to charge them at their houses, because that's their electricity. So they had, just like, I got a state fleet fuel card, they get, like, a state fleet charging card access. Ooh, feathers. I should have kept those, gravel things to make arrows. Yeah, that's interesting. Also, a surprise is that I also got a state-issued iPhone where all the work we do takes place. All the mapping and ArcGIS stuff for entering in all our data for every point of our every trap we set. But also like our group chats, Teams, and emails, and all that other stuff goes through our work. I think it's an iPhone 16, so not the newest one, but new enough. And then we got a little case and a car holder chargers. That was unexpected, but I guess it makes sense. Just because everything we do has to be like on state-owned property.
Hey Siri.
Nope, that didn't work. I think I have all that stuff shut off. Another guy in our group got a pickup truck just because he's going to be going, like, off into the wilderness. A little bit more backwoods forestry roads. Also, you're wearing headphones. I mean, I have my computer speakers on. And we don't get an echo. Well, the microphone doesn't go through my speakers. That would be crazy. 420. We made it. Wolfie is really thinking about that pig. And I'm worried what he's gonna do to get to it. Hey, he did it. Side sleeping.
Side sleep in.
Bloop bloop. Wolfie, 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 sit, sit, sit. Boob. Ya boob! There we go, he got that one this time. So yeah, the second day was more safety stuff. I know some police officer from Seattle talking about conflicts and dangers of blah, 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 blah. Honestly, it was very light on the moth stuff. It was very light on the moth trainings. On Thursday we went and got with our like local group and did some like final group training about like how to attach the thing to a tree and bippity boppity that and how to enter it in on our phones. But then when I go out this week, the supervisor is doing one-on-one stuff. So the supervisor is gonna ride with me to do my first, I don't know how many installations. But we're told on most days, but on this day anyway, to come with 75 traps pre-built in your car and like an extra 20 in case you need to build more. And so far, I have built 10. And the girlfriend is helping with some of the steps. Each one needs 2 stickers on it with information. I need to write my trapper number, and then eventually the trap number and the date it was installed. You should be doing trap building on stream. I mean, I thought of that. I did have to install the extension on my L-shaped desk here so I could have room to do it. But yeah, it almost feels like the majority of the time spent is going to be simply hand building these traps. But yeah, I don't know. Depending on where we're at today, I could build a few. Spooky moth noises. Bunch of Trapper Keeper jokes in chat. Real original. No, I got the high-vis vest. We got our cars came full of supplies, staplers and staple guns, and obviously all the traps and lures. Gloves. Hammers. No knife pipes. And I have to do, like, the onboarding, like, self-directed trainings. Which I think are just, honestly, like, PDFs, but, like, I have to, like, check boxes on a piece of paper to say I did them. Do the traps have poison? They do not have poison. It's merely a very sticky substance on the bottom. And we put in... It's basically a piece of string that has the female pheromones so that it attracts the male moths who then get stuck in the stickiness. Are they safe to have near the fur babies? Well, I'm keeping them downstairs in the basement. And Juno couldn't be less interested. So yeah, we're not doing anything around the cats. The only thing is they do require, like, punching a bunch of holes out. Like, oh, I mean, they are green, so the green screen is going to be a problem. So, like, that's the only thing that I think could get the cats in trouble, which is why I'm doing it downstairs. So yeah, I basically got like a grid pattern, and I have to place the traps ideally as close to the center of each grid as possible. But definitely, I've come up with a bunch of questions for my supervisor because there's some grid sections that are like in the middle of a golf course. Or in the middle of water treatment plants. And then there's some along the coastline that are just like little slivers. So I'm like, does that one need one too? Even though there's one right next to it? What is the name of the moth? The spongy moth. Well, they did give me a little case with 2 of them. I don't know what that's called. A specimen case. Free sample. Yeah, for like identifying. But like right now, this first month is just placing traps. Then we start going back and actually checking the traps for the moths. So that's when identifying becomes more important. They do have the fluffy antenna. It's not the moths that are concerning. It's the caterpillars that eat all the leaves on a tree and or needles on a tree. Murdering it. Murdering it. Is there a certain area on the trees you're supposed to put the traps? Like chest height. Because it's usually me, but it might be somebody else who comes through and checks the traps. So, accessible. And it really does. I thought it might, but it doesn't matter like the tree. I thought we were going to have to do like some tree identification. But it more or less matters. They'll go to the pheromones regardless of what tree it's on. Are you happy or sad you don't have to identify trees? I mean, that makes it simpler. Because there are a lot of plots where it's just like a Walmart parking lot, and you'll just have to deal with whatever tree they decided to put in the median, you know? So it's less about being picky and more about just getting the trap out and spaced evenly. I was kind of thinking I want to get one of, like, a beacon for the car. I'm pretty sure it's, like, illegal to do that. If they wanted us to do that, they would have given us a beacon on the car. Because I'm also, like, I'm part of my route is at the port here. And, like, I don't know what sort of access I have around that. Again, one of my many questions I have to ask. I mean, the car already has, like, the information and the logo on either side, and on the back it says, this vehicle makes frequent stops. I do have a high-vis safety vest that says Department of Agriculture on the back. You can dance. You can dance. Everybody look at your pants. It's the safety vest. It's the safety vest. I mean, that's one of the things they said was, like, don't introduce yourself as from the government, because there's quite a few people who don't like the government. Just say you're from the Department of Agriculture. Not going that way, I guess. I mean, that's also the thing. Like, we will have to, like, put traps on, you know, in people's front yards or whatever if they happen to be in the right location. So we do have to knock on doors and get permission. I'm not looking forward to that part. You used to knock on doors for the Department of Commerce. No soliciting. Ah! Cheaty Snow! Ah, welcome, Wolfie. To our Cheaty Snow Wonderland. Well, wouldn't you know? Excuse me. How did you get wet? Well, where did you get wet? Were you standing on the outside of the boat? Yeah, I mean, during orientation, they did provide lunch. It was catered by Panera every day, because apparently that was the only thing in the area. I could eat salad. Very tiny salads, and I could not eat the bread and cookie that came with each salad. But they had coffee in the morning. That was nice. Coffee and pastries, which I could not imbibe in the pastries from Panera. What else do you want to know? What else do you think happened? Ow! Hang it. Were you informed about taking gifts while working for the government? Actually, no. Although that might be one of the many at-home trainings that I have to go through. I mean, we're not like a regulating department or anything like that. Like, if we find a spongy moth on your property, it's not like you're in trouble now. Does that even still apply? I feel like, oh, I don't know. There's one or two pretty prominent government agencies and agents and public servants. We're pretty blasé and in the open about accepting gifts these days.
Hey, don't mention that moth to anyone. Wink wink.
That moth is just between you and me, right? Hey, Wolfie, Wolfie, Wolfie. There. Wink, wink. Spider. It sounds like a lot of spiders. Spooky spiders. What is your job title? It varies. I think Spongy Moth Trapper is on a lot of things. But also, what was another one that was just like a little bit more broad? Agricultural aid. Pest program. Pest. Are spongy moths really that bad? They tell us that they are. They're apparently rampant along the East Coast. And the quarantine like goes from what's the top state? Minnesota? Like down the Mississippi and then out east to like the Carolinas. But it's bad because the one from Asia can actually fly. The females can fly, so they can spread faster. So honestly, that's the one I've learned that we're most worried about here. Yeah, the one from the East Coast can come across with shipments and people on vacation and stuff like that. But they've found spongy moths on ships from Asia that come over here. Even though there is supposed to be, they are supposed to check for them before they leave their port. They also have a check when they come in here. And they were telling stories of years past where ships have had to been quarantined and not allowed to make port here. And the thing is that they will eat the leaves of like a deciduous trees, like your leafy trees. And that can kill those trees, but those trees lose all their leaves in winter anyway, and they grow them back, so they can usually bounce back. But if they eat all the leaves of coniferous trees, with pine needles and stuff, those don't come back, so that will kill the tree. And there's a great deal of money in the state of Washington tied up in the Department of Natural Resource lands that are used to sell for timber. And you don't want those to die. Because that money goes to state public education and funding other things. I think Washington is also the biggest Christmas tree producer, like real Christmas tree farming producer in the US, I think.
Kurt saves Christmas.
Stay tuned for that. A mushroom on sand? Bon. It's a sign? No, it's a mushroom. Is it still there? Oh, it be. Yeah, I guess they've had this program in Washington State for like 50 years. The spongy moth prevention. And my supervisor, at least, their first year, there was an outbreak on an island, Steamboat Island, I think it's called. It's just like a small community that lives on this island in the Puget Sound. Where, like, normally if you find a moth, it's like one moth in your trap. And, like, you'll never see another one. That still counts, but apparently here, there were like 12 in somebody's trap. And they were like, this is bad. But when they respond, they then put more traps out. And the person who arrived with more traps opened their trunk, and the traps were in there, and they had the pheromones, and apparently moths started going to their trunk, and, like, they were, like, catching them out of the sky. So yeah, so they did a treatment of that organic pesticide we learned about when we were researching this. And that was like 3 years ago, I think. And they do like 3 consecutive years of treatment. And I think since then they've not caught another one. But there's no, I don't have any of the, what am I looking for? A boat. I don't have any of the zones. I'm near one of the zones where last year they were found. And they did some treatments this May. Oops. Dang it. Well, I'll make another boat. Who's getting to go on the cool Moth Island? That is in my area, but I think it's the guy who got the pickup truck. Because it's kind of a little bit... I mean, it's really near Olympia. It's right across the water from Olympia, but his area is more like in kind of the boonies of the peninsula there. But yeah, because one was spotted, then the grid gets smaller, so you have to put more traps down. But I've already, because the port is a port of entry for these moths, so the grid that I have there is already kind of small to put more traps down. Yeah, that's my, like, main question is, like, there's a bunch of squares over the port, but the port is literally a port. It's all... We've all played Docked. Did you see any trees in the concrete slabs and cranes and shipping containers? Oh yeah, that's one of my questions I gotta ask. You go... Yeah, well, throughout June we place them. And then the rest of the summer, July through September, is when we check them. We just basically go down the line, start at trap number 1 and get to trap number whatever, 900 that we've placed. And we just keep checking them. There are moths that can be hiding in shipping containers. They found the egg masses in ships and shipping containers. Oh, as shipping containers? Yes, they can shapeshift. They'll lay their eggs on wooden pallets. Isn't that convenient? So-called pallet hands. Very suspicious of you. So yeah, it should be interesting. But I am very tired. It's not a flexible schedule. The shift of Spongy Moth Trapper starts at 6:30 a.m. and goes to 5 p.m. I've got to start going to bed at like 9 p.m. the night before. That's too long of a shift. It's 4:10s. That is the meaning of the title. I did have to disclose. I probably didn't have to. It was probably dumb of me to. But like when signing like all the I-9s and the employment paperwork, like as a government employee, you do have to disclose if you have any other jobs to dispel of any possible conflict of interest, since that apparently matters. So I did have to like write down that I am also self-employed as an internet content creator. Oh, hi. Where and how did you come from? I mean, it is very dark down here. Okay. I regret being where I'm at. Oh god, Wolfie. Well, let's go higher, he says. What could possibly go wrong with this plan? Yep. Mm-hmm. Hey, can you come this way, Wolfie? Oh, can I? Yep, nope, I didn't think so. He's fine. Ooh, look at this. Well, isn't that special? I wonder if it's floating. Can I make a cascade? That's too late. What was it? It was just a long strip of sand. But I don't know if it was like on anything, you know? Oh, don't do that. Oh, that one? Gonna make me do it. Here, whoop. Have a seat, Wolfie. I mean, oh, hi! Oh, there's multiple men. Hello. Don't mind me. Whee! It's still going. Oh, it stopped. It probably, like, went out of range of, like, physics being in existence. Okay, bye. Oh. Okay, bye. I will say, I do not like the gear selector of the Prius. I will not like any non-standard gear selector that they've been coming out with. No, it's not a manual. There are no manual Priuses. But it's just the little tongue, the little robot tongue. No, it's not arc reverse neutral drive. It's drive, neutral, or reverse. And park is a button, which is gonna get me into trouble. It's like they made the thing and they're like, oh crap, we forgot about park. Just make it a button. And then straight down is B. Put it in B! Which I had to Google. I'm like, what the heck is B in the Prius? It's apparently brake. Like, engine braking. Like if you're going downhill and don't want to just speed out of control. B. It's B. Yes. So I'm like, I thought it was like single pedal driving, you know, like regenerative braking, but that's not it. Drift. The parking brake, strangely, is super old school, and it's on the floor. It's like an old pickup truck that my dad had. It's a foot-operated parking brake. Yeah, I really don't... Like, I'm getting used to it. So much so I was driving the Crosstrek, and to check my speed, I kept looking in the middle of the dashboard, because that's the other thing.
You have absolutely no idea how this game is played, do you?
No.
Press for park.
Press P for park in chat. Street Wanderer, thank you for 42 months in the subtub. But yeah, the Prius's dashboard and instrument cluster is in the center, and there's nothing in front of the steering wheel. Which mostly is annoying because the phone mount is on the vents, which are also in the center. And if you put it somewhere, it'll block your, like, speedometer and everything. So that'll take getting used to. So yeah, I found myself looking to the center of the dash, which on the Crosstrek is just a clock to see how fast I'm going, and happen to be like, oh yeah, it's right in front of me. But yeah, I do not like the gear selector. Yeah, and like there's other, my cousin got a rental car, I think it was a Nissan. And I like drove it when they were visiting. And it was even weirder. It was like a joystick that you had to like push up twice to go into drive or down once to go into reverse, and like the little light moves. I'm like, that's horrible. And then, of course, like, there's a bunch of others that have, like, just dials now. Like, I think, like, BMW and cars like that have just, like, dials. But yeah, it's... I don't understand why... After 70 years that the automatic transmission has been, everybody has muscle memory for park reverse neutral drive. Why automakers all of a sudden in the last decade are like, you know what? Let's throw them a curveball. Thank you. Yeah. Manual linkage equals weight. But they could still have made it, even if it was fake, they could still make it a lever. Or even a shifter column thing. Like, I don't know why they felt the need to reinvent the wheel. As, you know, especially, like, okay, like in web design, if you go against... Ooh, a blue underlined word is not a link, you know, like that's that, but like, it's kind of dangerous. I mean, people have died. That one Star Trek actor died because he thought he put his SUV in park, went to open his gate, and it rolled into him and killed him. I don't know what that one was, a Cadillac or something. And that's just like the highest profile one. I'm sure it's happened many times. I almost did it during the driving test that the guy had us do. Because I was like still in neutral and I like went to reverse and like nothing happened. I'm like, oh right, I gotta go left and then up. It was a Jeep. Thankfully, it still has, like, HVAC controls. It's not the most intuitive, but at least they're like, it's a button and a knob. As opposed to the new Crosstrek that we got as a courtesy car from the dealership. Was the screen one that you had to push buttons on the screen, which I hate. But that, I mean, I'll give Subaru some credit. The Subaru still had a normal shifter. They haven't all lost their minds. Does it have Apple CarPlay? I don't think so. I'll have to Google it. I tried using the Android Auto in the Subaru when I was doing my charity, the food bank deliveries. And that was the most annoying, dumb, stupid thing ever. I mean, it was probably my special case that I drive to a spot, get out, get back in the car, turn on the car, and drive to a spot. But, like, it basically reset all the settings every time I started the car. And I had to, like, reconnect, and, okay, this is the app I'm using. I'm kind of... If it does have Apple AirPlay, CarPlay, I don't know that I'd want to use it, because that's basically what I'm going to be doing with this government phone. Is opening the map, finding a destination, navigate to destination, park the car, get out of the car, turn off the car. Oh, that's a boat. It doesn't seem like it does because it's a very tiny screen that it has in the console. Like I said, I think it's like, I have to look at the owner's manual. I don't even know what year it is, but I think it's like a 2017 or 2016. It's not a new model. Maybe it's a 2020. I don't know, but do you take a photo when you place a trap? No, because photos are big and they don't want all, like if I'm going to be placing 700 traps and I'm only one of 50 people and there's like 18,000 traps or whatever that get placed, they don't want photos. They only want photos if like something is wrong or like if there's a moth. I might at first for like my own like record, because I'm the one who's got to go back and check the trees. Yeah, I might. Ask them if you can take photos and then show us on stream what you have done. Show your work. I mean, I don't know that I want to do that. Y'all aren't the only ones who have access to these Twitch videos and VODs. I don't want nefarious actors going out and vandalizing my hard work. And or now knowing the route that I'm going to take to check the traps in later months and then murder me. Is that what you want? For a murder? Don't make me carry around knife pipe with me. I'll do it. All right, we have to decide like how far I'm going. Since we're like off we're not going to make it to 4.3%. I mean, I could, theoretically, I suppose. To the corner. Gonna be another like 3 beds to do that, I think. Two if you push really hard, probably, maybe. Oh, I was going for the... Sizzle. 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 I was making those noises. I mean, it is also supposed to rain tomorrow. Like exactly when I'm scheduled to go out. So that might put a hamper on my first trap placements. As for government issue reindeer, no, that we have to supply ourselves. I should remember. I should remind me to bring my rain pants. Rain pants. I have waterproof shoes. I mean, they're the boots I've been wearing. But it seems like there's like a few like parks and stuff. I wouldn't call it hiking, but I'm gonna have to go in some trails. Another question I'm going to ask tomorrow. But the vast majority of my stuff is urban. Line up your lunch break to somewhere nice. I mean, I'll definitely be packing my lunch. We only get half an hour for lunch, too. All the moths you can eat. I mean, like I said, in my zone, there haven't been any moths found, so in all likelihood, I will be placing 700, 900 traps or whatever it is, packing them all summer, and won't have a single moth. I mean, that is... Oh, okay. That is what they want to see. No moths. No moths for you. But I mean, there are going to be, like, other bugs and moths and things that I'll have to, like, send to my supervisor to, like, identify what they are. How many traps do you have to place per shift? I don't know. They just say to, like, bring 75 pre-made and, like, enough to maybe make 20 more. I'm sure it depends. Because like I said, some people have those zones where moths have been caught, so it's like a really tight grid. They gotta place a lot. Whereas the people out east, their grid is 1 mile apart. Mine is somewhere in between. Because I'm in an urban area near the port. Are you gonna fit 75 pre-made traps in a Prius? I mean, they're not that big. I'll show you. I'll build at least one. And then I'll have 11 ready. And then I just need to make 56 more. Or whatever. 54 more? I mean, I probably should have done... I mean, I also have to do all these trainings. I don't know how they expect somebody to do all this, but... I did take some time to, like, clean out the car last Thursday. Because that's my... is like mostly the windows, like the inside of the windows had that like filmy residue on them, and I couldn't see when driving into the sun. So like took some extra time to clean that out and apply some Rain-X when perhaps I could have been. But even like knocking all the holes out of the hole punches. Look at that. It's like a ship of some sort. Like just knocking out the hole punches. It feels like takes forever too. Well, no, I don't meet with my supervisor to start until the afternoon. So by the afternoon, that's a cool shot. With Wolfie's butt in frame. Possible thumbnail. Yeah, because it's my first day, I don't honestly think I'm going to get to 75 because it's not even going to be a full day. But I don't know. I guess they just want us to get in the practice of having that many. Oh. I'd sleeping.
Side sleep in.
Griot's Garage Glass Cleaner works really well for scum on Windows. Use scumbags. I do have a little sample bottle of that I got at a car show. I honestly don't think it works any better than, like, normal Windex. The thing is you gotta... This is my trick. If you're cleaning, like, your interior of your car and, like, your dashboard, don't use any chemicals. Like, don't use... I don't even... Armor All or anything on your dashboard, even though it makes it all shiny and sparkly. Because in the sun, those chemicals break down and evaporate, and then that's what causes the film on the inside of your windshield. Oh, are you talking about, like, the aerosol can stuff? Yeah, I just got, like, the liquid squirt bottle. Yeah, I've never tried that. You have what? The squirt bottle. I think Wolf is talking about the glass cleaner that comes in like an aerosol, like a spray can that like is more foamy as it goes. This is dangerous. There's one deep water. Yeah, I see you. So much for making good time. Let's blast out of here. Oh no! That was the opposite of blasting. I don't have another boat. Damn it. That's miles away. $23 skidoo. There you go. Really, I should not try that over 3 times. After that is when I tend to lose my footing. Well, now I gotta slow down to make sure Wolfie spawns. Ew. That would probably fall. Blanc. Those are good boat rides. I mean, except for the part where I fell overboard, but it was a good boat ride. Dangerous. The Three Amigos. I would like to remember those cacti. You recreated Zero Tree in your world. I'm glad it is a famous arboreal tribute. There's a guy. Another guy. Boats, boats, boats. What else is new? Playing with fire? Yeah, I know I did do one extra turbo boost there. Does doing that actually do anything? Apparently, I learned it from the Farlands speedrunners. It does speed you up. Can you not tell the increased speed? The thrust? Remember the diamond sword of spawn pointedness? Oh, I remember. Back at the F3 monument. Somewhere. Yonder. I gotta take it to the limit. The limit! Torches, torches, torches! Yeah, I think the compass... I don't... You'll have to look back to see when I built the bow. But probably the compass and the bow were the last things that I have from pre-episode 11. Now, the clock I made into the journey, because I only had 3 gold at that time. And I think it was like episode 25 or 50. We went down and got the final piece of gold to make the clock. Oh, that ain't how that works. Yes, if you were to carbon date the gold in the clock, you would get 2 different dates. Clocks. You can't carbon date a non-carbon. Don't you tell me what I can and cannot do. I really don't know what the optimal usage of that is, because it does slow down after a minute. Oh, you dingus. Honestly, I didn't think it was open down there. I was thinking of just jumping into the Farlands water and swimming out, but I thought it was blocked. But alas, it was not, and I could have done that all this lemon. He having a stroke? Yeah, I don't remember if I finished my thought, but I don't think I'm probably not going to need 75 traps tomorrow on account of I'm starting after noon. It's my first day, so it's going to be slow going, figuring things out. It's also going to be raining, which is going to slow things down. And I'll have my supervisor with me, which, I mean, well, technically they would speed things up, but I'm going to slow things down by asking a bunch of questions and trying to figure out the best way to do things. I'm also going to have to, like, figure out my whole setup. Like they're saying, all right, keep your staple gun and your hammer in the door to be able to pick up, and I gotta get the girlfriend, because she went, like, through forestry school, like, wearing cruiser vests in the forest to have, like, put your Sharpie on a string and have it tied to your vest, and that way you don't drop it, and I'm gonna have to carry around little information pamphlets and door hangers if people aren't home, and I put a wrap on one of their trees out front. Yeah, it's gonna be a whole system I'm gonna have to develop. 4.3%, and they said it couldn't be done. I'll have to ask tomorrow, but there doesn't seem to be a way in the field map to, like, tell me how many actual squares do I have, like how many grid items are in my zone, because that would tell me how many traps I may place. Beep. That's you. We communicated. What are the plans for the 3 diamonds? I don't know. It seems like our sword is gonna die before our pick. But whatever our needs arise will determine what we do with them. Do I even need a diamond sword? sacrifice jukeboxes every time I find a record. We don't. We definitely find more golden records than we do green records. How are the other coworkers? Any tea? Do I look like the kind of person who searches out tea? I mean, that's the thing. It's mostly solitary work. And there's a bunch of people there at orientation from all over the state that I will never see again. But everyone's friendly. The, like, main lead, project lead is nice. My supervisor is nice. Those are first season, like, doing supervisory thing. Subspun wants you to try sleeping on top of a bed. Ah, to see if it's just a Farlands phenomena or a global pandemic. I didn't. Ah, I got all turned around. Where am I? Who am I? Why am I? Make more door. Oh, I do have a door. I should just use the door. Oh wait, I only need two. I should just use the door, he says. Oh, is that closed or open? What was I doing? I don't want to make a double door. I hate double doors. They suck. Alright. Standing on the bed. If we do sleep, we're gonna go to sleep and back up the world. Nope, doesn't work. It's broken. This whole video game is broken. What if I jump? Nope. 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 Well, that's weird. I mean, I swear. When it's like an elevated hidey hole. Can't even get in the hole. There we go. Nope. Huh. Weird. And awakeness. Skylight. We are at 4.3% of the way. And 91,612.63 megabytes of the world save size.